What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Andre Berto, former world champion, who fought Showtime Shawn Porter, as we know, two-time welterweight world WBC champion, will be taking on undefeated IBF welterweight superstar boxer Errol the True Spence Jr. Showtime Shawn Porter will be taking on Errol Spence Jr. September 28th in just a few short weeks. We will be getting that mega pay-per-view showdown, right? With that said, everybody's going to chime in, give their opinions and their breakdowns and how they believe this fight is going to turn out, who has the best chance to win the fight, and how they think the fight is going to how the fight is going to play out, and how they think the fight is going to play out. Right? A lot of boxing pundits, ex-fighters, ex-world champions, journeymen, current fighters, because it's such a big fight. You're going to get former trainers, current trainers, former referees, current referees, all types of people go and chime in, promoters, everything, right? Because it's such a huge fight. It's a mega fight, and that's a testament to both guys. That's a testament to Errol Spence Jr. That's a testament to Showtime Shawn Porter. That's a testament to their star power and how big this fight truly is. Regardless of how people try to downplay Errol Spence's being green, his lack of experience. People try to downplay Shawn Porter and his skill set, so on and so forth, right? With that said, Andre the Beast Berto, who was Errol Spence before Errol Spence, right? Not exactly the same skill set, but Andre Berto was looked at as a serious threat to the throne of at the time 8 division Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, who was at the top of the game, as well as the Money Man Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., who was undefeated at the top of his game. And people thought that Andre Berto, was possibly the blue chip prospect that could dethrone both gentlemen, right? With that said, his career took like a little turn in that Victor Ortiz fight, and the Robert Guerrero fight, and is never, he was never looked at as the same. He did eventually fight Floyd Mayweather in Floyd Mayweather's last official boxing match, but Andre Berto, pretty much his career was, plateaued, right? It never truly went up like people expected it to. With that said, he did fight Showtime Shawn Porter. He never fought Errol Spence Jr. He did fight Showtime Shawn Porter, and it was a rough, rugged, ugly fight, right? There was a lot of clinching, a lot of headbutts, a lot of cuts. Both guys were cut. It was just rough, rugged. There was no real clean boxing. It was like a tug-of-war wrestling match on the inside that sort of referee, involved more than he should be. But Andre Berto gave an honest assessment when he was asked about this on Fox. And Andre Berto had this to say. He said he'd been in the ring with Shawn Porter. Quote, "I've been in the ring with Shawn Porter. I understand what it takes to beat Shawn Porter." He says, you look in his eyes, I know Errol said that, he's a dirty fighter. He uses elbows, heads, so on and so forth. He says, but he don't believe that Shawn Porter is a dirty fighter at all whatsoever. He truly believes that when you look at Shawn Porter in his eyes when he's in the fight, anything goes, right? It's not that he intentionally uses elbows or his head. He's just so determined because he's not a very big guy for the division to begin with. I've been saying that. He says, but so he tries to make his presence known, and he tries to make you feel him, right? He says, it's by any means necessary, and at the end of the day, it's a fight. This is exactly what I said before he said this, end quote, right? This is exactly what I stated before this. You guys can go back and check the records. I said Shawn Porter is not a dirty fighter, and at the end of the day, it's a fight. Who cares? Go check the records. I said I was the first one to say that, right? And he says that Shawn Porter is not a big guy for the welterweight division. I've said that as well. He says he's a short, stocky guy, but he's not a big guy for the division. That's another thing I said. Go back and check the records, right? Now, when asked how he think the fight will play out, he says that Shawn Porter definitely, that's his biggest weapon to defeat. That's his biggest weapon he's going to need to defeat Errol Spence Jr. He says that if Errol Spence Jr., quote, if Errol Spence Jr. Is able to fight at his distance and able to think, right, on his time, meaning that he can fight at his pace, he says that there's no way Shawn Porter is going to win this fight. He says if Shawn Porter feels like he has to prove a point in this fight, if Shawn Porter feels like he has to prove something to people outside of the boxing ring that he could box, he says he will come up short drastically. He says that Shawn Porter does not stand a chance to outbox Errol Spence because Errol Spence is long, wiry, southpaw, very calculated, has a high ring IQ, high boxing IQ, and he has power. So he says that Shawn Porter, if he feels like he has to prove something to the people by boxing Errol Spence and showing that he can outbox Errol Spence from the outside, he's sadly mistaken. They're making a mistake in his camp if that's the game plan, and he will come up short. He says, I've been in the ring with him, and his biggest weapon in the fight is his determination. He says, you look in his eyes, he's determined. He said that's what he has to use. He has to make it ugly. He has to fight on the inside. He has to outwork Errol Spence. This is exactly what I told you guys, right? I said because Errol Spence at times stops his feet. He goes into a high guard. He goes defensive, and you can outwork him. Shawn Porter, nobody outworks Shawn Porter because he just never stops coming. So Shawn Porter, in my opinion, has to put Errol Spence Jr. in those positions early and often and outwork him, right? And force Errol Spence to fight at a pace he don't want to fight at. Try to get Errol Spence uncomfortable, right? It's going to be a hard task to do, but Shawn Porter, if anybody could do it, Shawn Porter could do it with that type of style. That was the style that Lamont Peterson and Barry Hunter were trying to incorporate into their fight with Errol Spence Jr., but I think that Lamont Peterson was past his prime and didn't have what it takes to do so, to stay in Errol Spence's chest, right? A la Andy Ruiz did with Anthony Joshua. Don't give him space. Trade with him. Make him work at a pace he's not used to. Make him work at a pace he's not comfortable at. I don't know if Errol Spence is not comfortable at that pace because we never seen him. But you got to take him into a place that we've never seen and see if he is able to answer the bell, right? This is exactly what I said. And he says that Errol Spence's size, regardless of what anybody says, Shawn Porter is not a big guy. Errol Spence's size will play a major part if Shawn Porter thinks that he could box him from the outside. Don't try to prove anything to the boxing pundits, the fans, the media, or the ex-boxers and trainers. Box your box. Fight. Do what you do best. And that's make it ugly, outwork your opponent. That's exactly what I said, right? And he said that, listen, Errol Spence is, regardless of what people say about his size, yes, he's big for the division. He's long, he's wiry. And the biggest thing with that comes with that is that he has a high ring IQ, high boxing IQ, so he knows how to use it to his advantage. So Shawn Porter is no way doesn't stand a chance to beat Errol Spence if he tries to outbox him. And this is what I've been saying, right? Because of Errol Spence's ring IQ to go along with his size, makes it a very, very difficult fight for Shawn Porter to win from a distance, point blank and period. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share this video. That's all I got for y'all. Andre the Beast Berto says that if Showtime Shawn Porter is listening to the whispers and thinks that he has to prove something to the boxing pundits and the boxing world and the fans that he can outbox Errol the True Spence Jr., he's sadly mistaken, and he will clearly get outboxed and defeated easily. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.